Be with you after this conference weekend. I hope you just drank it up and loved every minute of conference. I love conference, General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like so much. I look forward to it. I feel like this conference in particular, I probably feel like this every time, but this time I was so looking forward to it. Just conference comes around every 6 months, and I feel like I need it. Like I need those answers. I need that inspiration. I need that revelation. And so today I just wanted to talk about some things that I hope will be helpful for you that I do before, during, and after conference that help me get the most out of it. Some of these you probably do too, particularly during conference. I take notes, and I hope that you did that also, because I'm going to talk about how to use your notes. If you didn't, don't worry. There's still ways to really get the most from General Conference, because as we know, it's not like a one and done. This is our course of study for the next 6 months that we can refer back to. So, like many of you, before conference, one of the things that I do is I really let's make a list of questions and go to the Lord and ask, like, what is it that, how can what do I need to ask? And that might sound weird too if you haven't done that before, but what do I need to know? What are the answers that I need to seek and try to get from this conference? And so for me, what that looked like was looking at answers I'd already been given. And as I studied and pondered those, writing out a list of questions. I had a big list that I came up with, and then I just watched conference. And so while I'm watching conference, I take a lot of notes. I write down everything that stands out to me, everything that I just hear, everything that the speaker says that I feel like is important, and things that the speaker doesn't say that's just personal to me. Some of those this time were like, reach out to this certain woman. What were some others? Oh, take my 4-year old to the temple. Like, let him have that experience. Let him go outside and see the temple. Um, Other just things that, the speakers didn't say specifically, but I just felt like were things that, those connections were made for me personally that I needed to do. And then the bulk of what I wanted to talk about today is what I do after conference. And I've started this process today. I still have a little ways to go, but I just wanted to tell you because for me, um, this conference weekend is always this spiritual high. And I don't believe that it's meant to just be like, oh, this is amazing. We learned some amazing things, and now we go on with our lives and we are just the same as we were before. The idea is that conference makes us better. And the only way that it can make us better is through application. So, how are you going to apply what you learned in conference? So, what I like to do is, first of all, for this process, go somewhere quiet. For me, I love to be outside when I do this. I love to be in nature. I talked to a friend who said that for her, she likes to do this in the early morning. Normally, I do my studies in the morning, and so maybe that's why it doesn't feel as special, but I love to do this process outside. Um, whether in the mountains, if I can get that far, or just at a park where it's quiet, somewhere where I can be quiet and be outside. That's kind of important for me. And then what I do is read through my notes and look at the things that I might have missed, an answer to my questions. So I'll take a sheet of paper and write down all my questions, and then go through my notes and write down all the answers that correlate with those questions that I may have seen at the time or I may not have seen, but I have a list written out in front of me of all my conference answers. And that's really powerful. And more connections are made as I'm writing it. And as I'm sitting there with pen and paper, I feel like the inspiration flows and I get those answers. And I shouldn't say the inspiration flows, really, it's the revelation flows, that I'm getting heavenly answers to my questions. Now, the second part of what I do is I go through my notes and I have a little system. You can use this if you like it, or tweak it and adjust it and make it work for you. But what I do is I read through my conference notes, and every time a speaker instructs us to pray about something, I'll either write the word pray or just like a P with a circle around it. Um, and then anything that, as I'm reading my notes, really hits me, I put a little squiggly line. And if there was an invitation, if the speaker asked us to do something, I write an arrow by that. Then I rewrite those on a separate piece of paper and I label it out. So pray, I write all the things that we were asked to pray for. And I'm still in the process of doing this for yesterday's and the day before's conference. But I can tell you what we were asked to pray for last conference in October 2020. We were asked to pray to have eyes to see others as the Savior sees them, and pray to have eyes to see ourselves as He sees us. We were asked to pray for our nation and for its leaders. The reason that I know that off the top of my head is because those have been in my prayers for the last 6 months. And so, what I do after I write that prayer list is I actually put it on a post it note and I put it with my morning scriptures. And then, when I'm saying my morning prayers, and yes, I said morning scriptures. I actually do have morning and evening scriptures because we read like family scriptures in a certain place, and I read my own scriptures in another place. So, morning scriptures. Um, I have that post it note with all the lists of the things that we've been asked to pray for. And then when I'm saying my morning prayers, I look at that post it note and I add those to my prayer and I pray for those for the next 6 months. I feel like that's our assignment. We've been asked to pray for those things. And so I include that in my prayers. Then I take that list with the arrows, which means invite in my notes. And what have I been invited to do? And those might look differently. So that can look for me once I have all that listed out. Sometimes it's a one and done. Sometimes it's like, last conference, for example, Elder Bednar asked us to check our preparation. So I thought, okay, well, check our temporal preparation. That's kind of, check it and then we're done. But check our spiritual preparation. That's something we need to do more often. So it may be something that you add to your routine, or it might be something that you add to your to-do list and then check off. And it will really depend on what you've been asked to do. So that goes under invitations. And then the last one is personal revelation. And I write down a list of all the things, and some of these will then translate into my to-do list because some of them are things like go and talk to this specific person, go and take Carter to the temple, like I mentioned. And I write those down, and then I write down just things that stood out to me. And having this in one sheet allows me to do a few things. One, it allows me to refer back to it and to see what did I learn from conference, because a lot of times when we get so much information like we do in a conference weekend, it's really easy to just, feel I learned so much good stuff, but I don't know how to apply it. I don't know what really matters to me. Um, and so we can look and see what really matters to us very clearly at a glance on one sheet of paper. And then we can also see what we need to do. Another thing that I like to ask myself as I'm writing this personal revelation section is all the things that I learned and all the things that I've written, what do these mean for my family? What do I need to know? All this information, all this stuff, what does it mean for me and my family? What does it mean for me in my calling? What does it mean for me in my business? There may be others, your job or with your friends or whatever the case may be. Ask for further revelation. What does this actually mean? This stood out to me, Heavenly Father. Why? Why did it stand out to me? What more do I need to know? This process for me has been amazing. Like I said, I've always loved General Conference. I love being in that environment, feeling the spirit. But what allows me to really make conference a part of me and to allow me to grow from that conference is what I do after. And so that's why I wanted to share this today, because it's not enough to just listen and say, oh, that was nice. I'll look forward to that again in 6 months. The point of conference is to help us change. And so this is a process that can help you to do that, to take actionable steps and to let conference change you. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, let me know in the comments or reach out. I will put my link for coaching. I'm always, available if you want to talk and get on a call and see if I'm a good fit for you for my coaching. Um, anyway, have a great day. Make conference a part of not just your life every 6 months, but a part of your everyday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.